Hello, in this video we are going to see about one of the most popular spirit, whiskey. It is an alcoholic beverage distilled from different varieties of grains like barley, rye, corn, etc. It is believed that the whiskey is originated from Ireland in the year 1400. Whiskey can traditionally be divided into geographical regions like Scotch, Irish, Bourbon, etc. And based on the ingredients, it is divided into single malt, grain, and blended whiskey. In this video, we are going to see about the manufacturing process of whiskey, types of whiskies based on geographical classification, and the classification based on ingredients, popular brand names of whiskey, and how to serve and drink whiskey, and finally some of the whiskey based cocktails. First, the manufacturing process of whiskey. Whiskey is produced from grains like barley, corn, maize, rye, etc. First step in whiskey making process is to soak the grain for about 2 to 3 days and it allowed to germinate. This process is called malting. Malting process helps to convert the starch content in the grain into soluble sugar. This process will take 8 to 12 days. After germination process, malted grains are roasted to get the desired color and flavor. For roasting purpose, peat is used. It is a smokeless coal, give unique flavor to the grains. After roasting, it is milled to a coarse powder. It is called grist. Then this grist is mixed with hot water to get the soluble sugar from fermentation. This grist and hot water mixture is called as oat. It will go for the fermentation process. In the fermentation process, oat mixture with yeast solution convert the sugar into alcohol and carbon dioxide. At the end of the fermentation process, will get crude alcohol. This crude alcohol transfer into pot still method. This method, crude alcohol is heated and separates the alcohol from the mixture. It is condensed and collects in the separate vessel. It is known as young whiskey with high concentration. The next important step is maturation or aging. In this step, the young concentrated whiskey will allow to rest in oak barrel for certain time to mature. During the maturation process, the young whiskey get flavored and colored from the oak barrel. This maturation period will differ from each category of whiskey. After maturation, whiskey is filtered and diluted with distilled water before bottling. Next, move on to the category of whiskey. First, based on geographical, it is classified into many categories. First one is Scotch whiskey. It is the whiskey which comes from Scotland. No other whiskey will be named as Scotch. It is prepared from malted or unmalted barley, water and yeast. It is prepared in double distillation method. Second one is Bourbon whiskey. It is most famous in United States of America. It is the whiskey prepared from grain mixture which at least 51% of corn and the rest 49% will be other grains. The third one is Canadian whiskey. It is the whiskey prepared from grain mixture which at least 51% rye. The rest 49% will be other ingredients. It is known for its light and smooth taste. This whiskey should be matured for at least 3 years in oak barrel. The second classification based on ingredients. First one is single malt whiskey. This category of whiskey prepared from single grains, most probably from barley, and it should be malted, which means germinated and dried. This whiskey is also called as malt whiskey or single malt whiskey. Second is grain whiskey. This category of whiskey prepared from more than 1 grains and a mixture of malted and unmalted grains. Third is blended whiskey. It is the combination of single malt and grain whiskies. It is blended together to get the desired color and taste to make this kind of whiskey. Here are some of the most popular single malt whiskey: Glenlivet, Glenfarclas, Glenmorangie, Glenfiddich, Talisker, and some of the Scotch whiskies are Ballantine, J&B Rare, Black and White, Johnnie Walker, Passport. Next, move on to the service procedure of whiskey. All the beverages are served from right hand side of the guest. Likewise, whiskey also served from right hand side of the guest. Whiskey should be served in old-fashioned glass. This glass is also called as on the rocks or whiskey glass. Normally, whiskey served in 3 styles. First one is on the rocks, which means the glass full of ice. Second is neat, just a shot of whiskey on the whiskey glass. The third one will be whiskey with mixture, which means a shot of whiskey with a mixture based on guest requirement, most probably with soda, because whiskey goes well with soda. And finally, the most popular whiskey based cocktails. First one is Irish coffee. As you can see in the picture, it is a cocktail made with freshly brewed coffee, brown sugar and Irish whiskey. Mix all ingredients and garnish with a heavy cream and cocoa powder and serve warm. Second one is whiskey sour. It is an another popular cocktail made from bourbon whiskey with lemon juice, sugar syrup, egg white. Shake all ingredients together in a shaker and serve in coupe glass with a garnish of Angostura bitter. Third one is Manhattan. It is a cocktail made with rye whiskey, sweet vermouth, Angostura bitter. All ingredients in a shaker, shake well and serve in coupe with a garnish of brandied cherry. That's it for this video. See you in the next video. Thank you.